Well, we're back again. Matt Sweetwood, President of Unique Photo here. Sean, how you doing?
All right.
All right,
a little fun so far.
All right, we've been scrambling around a little bit today. That's what happens when you have all sorts of live products here. Courtesy of Canon, a big thank goes out to one of our biggest supporters in our store, which is Canon USA. We are sitting here today with a very, very first look at two new exciting cameras.
The hours old.
Hours old, that's right. As a matter of fact, it's actually a little warm. Like the magnesium is just, the molten magnesium has just started to harden.
Yeah.
So the camera's just fixed. Right, so today we're going to actually give you a first look, and I'll hold it up a little closer so we can see it on the camera. But we have the 7D Mark II, and we have the new PowerShot G7X.
Yeah.
What should we start with? Let's start with what everybody's really
It's really what everyone's
everybody's on,
clamoring for,
right,
so.
on here for. Let's talk about the new 7D. Give us a quick rundown on the basic specs of the camera.
All right, so we got a 20.2 megapixel CMOS sensor, dual Digic 6 processor. Wow, getting all tongue tied already.
Right. You said that 10 times fast.
So I'm not even gonna try. 10 frame per second with 65 point AF cross type. So really, I mean, like, honestly, looking at everything, the greatest thing I heard so far today was think 1DX, but smaller.
Right.
Just more affordable. I mean, this thing so far, I mean, you know, they were going to talk to the staff about it, showing us all the thing. And I mean, just the fact that, you know, it's...
Right.
It's insane.
Right, that's crazy.
I mean, who else is making a camera, basically, in my opinion right now, the epitome of a sports camera for someone who's not looking to go out and get one DX?
Right, you know, and we talked about this actually in the last session. You know, the vast majority of the action shooters, you know, are shooting Canon at this point.
Yeah.
And you want to see Canon come out and really push the envelope.
Oh.
And this is a camera that obviously pushes the envelope.
Yeah. I mean, they've always, time and time again, been able to really, you know, drive the pro DSLR market. You know, really kind of like push and make a product that a pro is going to be very comfortable with. You know, one of the things that I do love about the Canon system is that you pick up one camera, you know your way around all of them.
That's right.
And this is no different than any of them.
I mean, you're talking, you know, in the autofocus systems, right? I mean, they're out of, you know, it's an out of control thing. You're talking 65-point autofocus system.
Yeah, dual pixel AF. So for all the live you guys are doing video with this camera, it's gonna focus for you. It's gonna be accurate. It's gonna be quick. With the extended ISO ranges now,
They're running what up to what 6,400?
this is for video. It's 16,000 ISO, if I'm correct.
Right.
Yes. I'm getting a nod off camera.
We actually have the
one.
Canon USA peanut gallery here. They're heckling us over there in the corner. Right, the camera is GPS, right? These are typical things.
GPS has, you know, the in-camera gyro for wow.
Right, that's right.
That exciting.
That's right.
So something that I thought was honestly really, really cool about it was that it has the multi-aspect function, which is pretty cool for anyone that wants to shoot 16:9. With the square also, and then obviously your normal framing. And they added in-camera raw processing,
Right.
which is awesome. You know, I've been happy with that in my camera, but it's really nice to see that a camera company is doing that in a pro-ish series camera.
And we're how many frames a second in this camera?
10.
Right, so we're 10 frames.
Spectacular.
Right, that's right.
That's just awesome.
Right, and you know, then you're sitting there with, you know, how many lenses does Canon make? Uh-oh, they look befuddled.
I should know this.
62 lenses, right?
Yeah.
Something like 62 lenses that can be made up with this camera. You know, so it's really, it is the choice for sports photographers.
Yeah.
Since we're really sort of live, in terms of accessories for this camera, guys, while I have you here, battery in this camera,
LP6N.
it's an
LP6N.
LPE6N, more power, right?
I believe Jeremy Clarkson says that a lot, right? More power.
That's right.
Yes.
A little racing analogy there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about this guy, right? So this is the frame, obviously the Canon magnesium alloy frame, right, for lightweight, strong construction, you know, which is what you'd expect to see. Once again, in a professional camera, but coming in at a more reasonable price on this camera.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, in general, just like I said before, Canon always always makes a product that you know that will work. You can trust it. It's going to do what you need it to do in Christ.
It's the working photographer's camera. You know, it's funny, when I first picked up the camera, you know what I did? I did sort of the natural thing, is I needed to turn it around to make sure that it had the new designation because it feels so familiar in your hand. It feels like really any other Canon DSLR that you're gonna pick up any professional DSLR.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see this camera available when, boys? It's in November.
In November.
Right, you're going to see the camera available. You'll be able to buy it at Unique Photo in November.
Yeah, well, one of the great things is right underneath our stream here on our Photokina page, we've got all of our pre-order options there. So one of the biggest things is if you pre-order this thing, we will try our hardest and make sure that you guys are going to be getting it in November.
Typically with a camera like this, the camera runs out. They bring it out of during the holiday season when the cameras really sell. So if you really want one, pre-ordering is always a really good option. If anybody has any questions out there too, let me just sort of talk a little bit about our live stream before we move to our little sexy little G7X. You can tweet at UEventLive. That's hashtag UEventLive at Unique Photo. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Unique Photo, and see us on Facebook at Unique Photo. And look for more of these live events coming. In fact, we're going to have one a little later today, which we'll talk about after we're done. Well, let's talk about this guy now, right? So this is the newest in the PowerShot line. I mean, the PowerShot line has been around for many, many years. You're seeing this really, this G7X, in my opinion, really is in line with a lot of the high-end cameras that you see coming out right now. You're going to see a 1-inch sensor on this. It's a 20.2 megapixels.
So it's right up there with everyone else in that next competitive
range. And you can see it in a little pocket-sized camera. Something a little bit unusual in this is you see articulating
swivel screen, right?
We're actually being corrected. It's actually 16 megapixels, not 20.
Is that
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
That's what happens when we're doing this live.
Right.
We'll always be corrected and found out.
So it's a 16 megapixel 1-inch, right? 16 megapixel 1-inch sensor, right? So it says you have it at 22.
Yes. 1.8 to 2.8 lens, which is, again, that's something to be expected in these higher end point and shoots.
That's right. And you're talking a fast, right? It's got a fast lens on it, 1.8 to 2.8. Right, which is really super fast, swivel screen.
ISO really, up to 12,800.
Really fast reacting display, as you can see in there. And it has a this is a 4.2 times zoom, which is a little bit unusual in these cameras because some of the other competitors' cameras you'll see which have a much smaller zoom.
Yeah.
This camera also, you can feel the build quality on this is very good.
Again,
it's really almost a pocketable camera. Right, guys, look over that way. Okay, we're good.
There's so many cool things that Canon does, and I say it over and over again. They consistently make products that you can rely on, whether it's the PowerShot line, even down to the super entry level PowerShot line. I mean, they're consistently great performing products at great price points that just work.
That's right. And consistently work. And this camera, I like to call this camera kind of an executive camera. I mean, I'm a social media kind of guy. And, rather than just use your mobile device, this is a Wi-Fi enabled device. For those of you, who talk about these small cameras, one of the objections to these cameras always is they're very small and they fall out of your hand. This has a really nice thumb grip. I don't know if you can see it there. I'll try to put it a little bit sideways so you can see it. It has a thumb grip which really allows for that one-handed operation. So for me, that allows me to hold my cell phone in my left hand, take a picture with the camera in my right hand, and then still be able to drive my car, which is what I typically do at the same time, right? And I can actually drink coffee and shift the shift lever at the same time.
Nice.
It'll Wi-Fi upload. It's got manual control, manual dial. I think this is a really kind of interesting feature, right? It has exposure compensation, right on an outside dial, which I don't know if you can really see, but I'm going to show it in there, so maybe you can see it.
It really is awesome to see that they're going from, say, like the G16 and cameras of that line with them, that they just the design is so similar between them. So again, it's just like with the SLRs. With a camera like this, if you're used to using the camera, you're going to be able to just pick this thing up and shoot with it. It's made to just work.
Yep, touch screen, right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, all the features you expect in a modern camera, and you go right from the camera to your mobile device and up.
Yeah.
Really, really high build quality.
And even that with the
This is available when? When is this guy going to be available? Actually, November. This is in November also. So November is the big.
It's going to be an awesome November.
We're going to have lots of interesting products. They also introduced today the SD60, right, which we don't have here today.
Yeah.
And that is a 60 times. 65 times zoom camera.
Pull up,
right, pull up the specs on it.
I actually do have lists.
And that camera's available also in November, correct? That's right. And that's going to and that's going to be the actually I think it's the longest zoom camera out now, right? Right? The biggest zoom? Right?
Currently, yeah.
Currently? Right, so we're really excited about that product. That's going to really hit that middle range market. You know, it's the biggest zoom that you can carry around, you know, as an all-in-one camera.
Yeah. I mean, you know, to me, some of the other stuff that isn't here, I mean, you know, with the 400 f4 coming out, the 24-105, 35 to 5.6, and the 24-2.8 STM, correct, is, you know, it's a set of lenses that just, again, they're going to produce amazing quality. You're going to be able to get a product that matches with what you're using. I mean, that 24 STM on this camera, I mean, that's going to be killer for video. It just awesome.
You know, and Canon has the combinations, like we say, that working photographers really, really want.
Yeah.
You know, and when you're talking 62 lenses and then the addition of these lenses in there, you're talking really the most advanced and complete system in the world in terms of cameras and lenses. So we're really excited about these products. We're going to have another U event live today with another product exclusive. That's going to be a Lumix event. That's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern Time today. Please always check out our website for the latest in the U Live events. Once again, Unique Photo can be found on Facebook at Unique Photo, Twitter, Instagram at Unique Photo. If you want to ask questions or reach out to us, you can always use the hashtag UEventLive, and they appear right on our Twitter stream for you to see. So we hope you enjoyed this event. It was an exclusive look at the new Canon EOS 7D Mark II and the G7X. Please reach out to Unique Photo when you want these things and pre-order. They will be available in November. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you again at 3 p.m. today.